You ever pull up to your own place and for half a second wonder if you typed the wrong address into your GPS? That was me that morning, rolling slow down the gravel drive to my old lake cabin, thinking I'd see pine needles still water the same peaceful patch of land I'd loved since forever. Instead, first thing I notice is a line of cold steel running across the yard like someone drew a scar through the heart of my property. I actually stopped engine idling, just staring at this big, ugly, brand new fence, fresh green paint padlocked gate, some shiny sign that glared through the mist. You want a shock? Try seeing your own name erased from your own land. I get out, boots crunching on needles, and walk down to where my yard meets the lake. And there it is, my old pier, the one I built with my dad, when I still thought I had all the time in the world, stranded on the wrong side of the fence, like a memory someone tried to lock away. Right in the middle of the gate, big block letters, Private Lake Access, Silver Pines, HOA, members only. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Yeah, I just stood there, lips numb. I checked for cameras, expecting someone to leap out, yell, "Surprise, it's a prank." But no. This wasn't some cheap setup. Heavy metal posts, concrete footings, pro job, ran a straight line right through 20 feet of my shoreline, stealing my view and my blood pressure in one swing. My old private property of thorn sign gone, just 4 bullet hole screws in a post. I knelt in the cold dirt, found heavy tire tracks running off toward the logging trail like a crime scene you're not sure you want to solve. I yanked out my phone and called the county land office, sat through 10 minutes of "your call is important to us." And Muzak finally got a chipper clerk who told me real casual that the new Silver Pines waterfront plan got approved in January, boundaries updated, all official. I asked for a copy. When I opened that email, I almost threw my phone. According to this plan, my property stops before the water line now, and everything I'm looking at is community managed space. 2 county signatures on the bottom, dated the last day of December. Yeah, when everyone's home for Christmas. I told the clerk there had to be a mistake. She said I could file a dispute, but there's a backlog. Of course. That afternoon, I drove into town, deed in hand, 1997 agreement tucked under my arm. The receptionist at the county office just pointed at the new map on the wall, told me to fill out some forms if I didn't like it. I tried to explain to show the old agreement saying the lake's public resource. She shrugged. Up to legal. Arguing with her was like yelling at a vending machine. Back at the cabin, sun bleeding orange over the frozen lake, I paced the length of the fence, pushing at posts, checking for weakness, feeling like an inmate walking the yard. That gate was solid, new padlock keypad entry, not a dime spared. My boat rocked gently on the other side, technically trespassing if you believe the sign. I took pictures. Lots of them, saved them to a folder labeled evidence. Then I just stared at that stiff corporate font, Silver Pines HOA. I'd always figured those folks up the hill in their look-alike McMansions were harmless. Guess they figured otherwise. Somebody used my absence to redraw the lines. Fence off the water. Dare me to fight for what was already mine. Let me tell you that lake's got my father's handprints on every post, every rock, every splinter. Whoever thought this was just a plot of land picked the wrong fight. Next morning, it's frost on the glass coffee in my hand. Quiet until a white Lexus SUV glides up my drive like it owns the place. Out steps a woman, mid-50s, sharp haircut, sunglasses, quilted vest, clipboard held like a judge's gavel. She doesn't make it to the porch before I'm out the door. "Can I help you?" She gives that slow, tight HOA smile. "Mr. Thorne, I'm Karen Westbrook, president of Silver Pines HOA, here to welcome you to the community and deliver important documents about your status." She hands me a fat, color-coded packet, like she's offering me a timeshare. Discounted initiation fee, just $3,200. Monthly dues, $600. I laugh, couldn't help it. I'm not part of your HOA. She gives that patronizing little laugh, tells me, "Oh, I hear that a lot. But according to our revised map, your property now falls within Silver Pine's boundary." She runs through a script shoreline regulation, dock rules, water use. I tell her I've got a deed and a 1997 state agreement. She shrugs. Old agreements become outdated. The county approved our revised boundary last December. Your absence was noted in our minutes. I point to the fence. You built this on my land. She calls it a community perimeter barrier, says it matches the new lines. If you think it's wrong, file a dispute. Meanwhile, using the dock or shoreline is a finable offense. She holds out the packet again, smiling wider. Refusal to comply may result in daily fines and legal escalation. I tell her straight up that pier is mine, that waterline is mine. It's not a negotiation, Mr. Thorne. It's governance, she says, spinning on her heel and gliding back to her Lexus. Inside, I leaf through the welcome packet, cheery stock photos, rules for paddle boards and swimwear, more legalese than a mortgage. I call the zoning office again. Now they recognize my name, sound nervous. The matter's under review, they say, please don't tamper with structures. I slam the packet on my table. The air smells like pine and burnt toast and lies. That afternoon, I walk the fence again. Near the willows, I spot a security camera, motion-activated, blinking red. Not mine. Later, I dig out my old Navy recon drone, weatherproof long-range, been collecting dust for years. I charge it up, update firmware, test the camera. By dawn, I'm ready. Up goes the drone over the tree line, giving me a bird's-eye view of the absurdity. The fence cuts the shoreline like a knife, pinning in every non-HOA lot. My pier, my father's canoe, all stuck behind bars. I zoom in on the tire ruts, find a fast food bag with a fresh date. Someone moved fast and quiet. That night I run the drone again, catch headlamp shadows. Men moving stakes, Karen herself pointing, giving orders. I record everything, triple back it up, even mail a copy to myself. Next day I hire an independent surveyor. Elena, tough as nails, knows her way around a GPS. She walks the line with me at dawn, flagging the old markers my dad set. Her verdict: they've moved your boundary by nearly 18 feet. Fence cuts into your deeded land, no doubt. She's prepping a full affidavit, 3D overlays everything for court. When I ask how the county approved it, she just snorts. Either they didn't check or didn't want to. That afternoon, a courier drops off an envelope, HOA letterhead notice of violation for $18,000 in damages. Trespassing, unauthorized boat use, destruction of property. Reads like a parody. Then the county calls civil action filed by Silver Pines HOA. Preliminary hearing next week. I laugh, maybe a little crazed, and spend the night assembling every doc, photo, video, scanning Todd, the tractor guy's signed statement, who admits he moved equipment for Karen for cash. I back it all up, cloud thumb drive, sock drawer. At the courthouse, Karen shows up dressed for a gala, her attorney waving that fake plat map. I stay calm, hand over the 1997 state agreement. Elena's overlay drone footage, Todd's statement. They built over my property and hoped no one'd notice. Here's video midnight construction. The judge silences Karen, reviews the footage, sees Karen signing off in the dark. He halts all HOA enforcement, orders a cease and desist. Karen corners me outside, hisses, "You have no idea who you're up against." I just tell her now I do, and I'm just getting started. Things go quiet. Too quiet. Then one night my internet drops. I find the cable outside, cut clean boot prints headed for the woods. I check the drone footage, 2 figures, bolt cutters, flashlight, same time as the outage. They kill my cable and the fence camera. Now it's not just trespass, it's sabotage. I call the sheriff. This time a real deputy shows up, takes it seriously. Next day, Elena calls. HOA just filed another plat map, moving more boundaries after the judge's order. I reach out to other owners. Leah Sutter, who hasn't been up since fall, hears her lot got absorbed. Next thing I know, someone slides a manila envelope under my door, HOA internal emails, all time-stamped. Karen talking about absorbing non-members, quietly bypassing review, working with her buddy at the county. I encrypt the files, send copies to Leah and my lawyer. Leah and I visit the county records office, find a string of plat filings, all with Karen's signature and a friendly county officer named Glay who just happens to have HOA ties. We hand the sabotage footage to the sheriff. Then comes the HOA's demand letter trespassing, property damage, endangerment. They even submit a security cam shot of me stepping over their gate trouble as the drone shows their camera was off at that exact time. Faked evidence. I add it to the file. Leah and I knock on neighbors' doors, show them the overlap maps. Soon we've got 6 owners signed on as co-plaintiffs, call ourselves the Thorn Line Group. Elena calls, says Glay's been fast-tracking HOA filings. Conflict of interest much. We head to court motion for emergency injunction. Karen's lawyer presents a survey with a forged clerk signature judge spots. It adjourns for verification. Outside, Karen tries to warn me off. I tell her, "No, you did this. I'm just the guy with receipts." Then the sheriff's office tips me someone filed an anonymous complaint trying to paint me as hostile. Smear campaign. We double down, file ethics complaints, attach every map video and leaked email. The judge finally rules all HOA actions frozen, audit ordered. Then the real bombshell state land office finds Karen and Glay forged and expedited plat filings, criminal charges pending. By week's end, a state investigator shows up. I hand over everything, drone files, emails, signed statements. Glay is suspended, emails, leak money trail shows HOA cash, routed to a private consulting fund shared by Karen's brother-in-law. One board member flips admits to 3 forged maps, public trial drone footage, signatures, audio of Karen saying, "This old guy won't even notice, it's over." Verdict. Karen guilty of fraud, forgery, illegal land seizure conspiracy. Glay indicted. HOA dissolved, $430,000 restitution fund created, fences torn down. My deeds restored lake access, reaffirmed that damn sign burned in my fireplace with a glass of bourbon in hand. Now I run free deed workshops at the library, make sure folks know how to defend what's theirs. Karen's sagas become a warning shot across the whole state. And me, I rebuilt the dock, fished at sunrise, hung a new sign, property of E. Thorne. Public lake access by law. Trespassers with fake maps will be famous. So let me ask you, when the lines on your land start shifting, whose side are you on? Ever tangled with an HOA or seen a small-town fraud blow up into something bigger? Drop your stories, your hometown, your take on justice down below, because sometimes the only thing standing between a bully and your legacy is the proof you kept and the fight you refused to lose.